Hi everyone. Today we will discuss about general arrangement and layout of a steering system. In this class, we will see about the what are the total setup of a steering system in automobile vehicles. And in previous class, we will discuss about the explanation of camber, caster, and kingpin joint. These are the different components are involved in the steering geometry. So in that steering geometry, these are some parts connected to um, the overall setup of a steering system. In this class, we will see about what is the arrangement of the steering system and where we placed in the automobile vehicle, and what are the different types of mechanisms used in this steering system, and what type of gears we are using, and also what are the different components is assembled in the steering system, and what type of joints and what type of rods we are used in the steering system. So the overall setup of a steering system should be seen in this class. First one, what is steering system? Why it is a main component in the automobile vehicle? So the steering system, the vehicle should move any direction. Suppose straight on the road, or left side of the road, or right side of the road, any type of turnings to be taking the vehicle, the steering system is very important. It is play a major role on the automobile vehicle. If the steering should be rotates clockwise direction, so the vehicle should turn right side. So, and also the steering at stationary position, the vehicle runs on a road at straight, and the steering should turn anti-clockwise direction. The car should move, should turns left side of the road. Okay, so these are the different directions. The vehicle should move on the roads at any direction. The steering is very important. First of all, what is steering system? Steering is the term applied to the collection of components. So many different types of components are connected, are assembled, and form a steering system. Steering system is not an one component of the automobile vehicle. So much different types of components are assembled and form a one component, that is a steering system. So in that steering system, we are using different types of mechanisms, different types of parts, and different types of rods, or different types of joints, different types of gears are used to connect and form a steering. Okay, so the linkages, steering is the term applied to the collection of components, linkages, etc., which allow a vehicle to move in the desired direction. So the vehicle moves any direction, it is left side or right side, or turnings, or left side turnings, or right side turnings, or the vehicle should move straight on the roads, any type of directions. The steering is play a vital role on this automobile vehicle. An automobile is steered with the help of steering gears and linkages, which transfer the motion of hand operated steering wheel to the front wheels. An automobile is steered with the help of steering gears. So it working with steering gears. Based on the rotary motion is converted into um, is sliding. That means straight motions of the wheels. Steering should be rotates at the rotary direction. That means the steering should rotate. It is left side rotation or right side rotation. The steering is rotated. So in that rotary motion, it is converted into sliding motion. The wheels are slided. The wheels are straightened. Okay. So that motion is converted. That is main important thing in the automobile vehicle. That motion should be converted. We are using different types of mechanisms. So in the types of mechanism, we are using linkages gears. By using that linkages and gears, the rotary motion is converted into sliding motion of the wheels. Okay, which transfer the motion of the hand operated steering wheel to the front of the wheels. So which transfer the motion of the hand operated steering. So in that motion, the rotary motion is converted into sliding motion or straightened motion. It is converted, and it is the steering is placed in the front end of the vehicle. It is placed in the human hands. So that human hands, it is operated the way the rotary motion is converted into sliding motion of the automobile vehicle. Next one, what are the functions of a steering system? What are the functions of a steering system? It helps in turning the wheels to left or right. So the main functions of steering system, it helps to turning the wheels to left and right. So the wheels are turning, it is left side or right side or straight of the roads. Uh, the steering is very important. It converts the rotary movement of the steering wheel into an angular turn of the front wheel. It converts the rotary motion, the rotatory motion of the steering wheel. So the that steering wheel is placed in the human hand. The human is operated that steering. The human should rotate that steering. It is converted to the angular turn of the front wheels. So in that sliding motion, the rotary motion is converted into sliding motion. That motion, it is based upon the, it is in the hands of human. Okay, so that human should rotate the steering. Automatically the rotary motion is converted into sliding motion, that is angular turn of the front wheels based upon different mechanisms and different links are used in that steering system. And next function, it multiplies the effort of the driver by leverage in order to reduce the effort to turn the wheels. It multiplies the effort of the driver. So the driver places small effort on that steering. Only he's applied only the rotatory of that steering. Small amount of effort should be placed on that steering. The overall vehicle should runs on the road. Okay, so the driver put a small effort on the steering. Overall vehicle should turnings or moving any type of direction should be taking. The effort is less in that automobile vehicles. It absorbs a major part of road shocks, thereby preventing them to get transmitted. Just a second. It absorbs a major part of the road shocks, thereby preventing them to get transmitted to the hands of the driver. So it absorbs the road shocks or any type of loads are acting on that wheels. It is the steering should be taking. Uh, that means road shocks are the vehicle runs on a speed breaker or the vehicle runs on a uh, uh, deep holes on the roads. So any type of loads are acting on that wheels. So that amount of loads should be taking these steering system. Okay, so to control the loading system, to control the shocks of that vehicle, it is in the hands of driver based upon the steering system. Okay, so these are the different functions of a steering system. And next one, Ackermann principle. So it is also known as center point steering. It is also known as center point steering. So in this Ackermann principle, when a vehicle travels in a curved path, its wheels should describe circles around the same center. Otherwise, they will slide and cause excessive type wear. The steering mechanism ensures that when the vehicle turns left to right, the inner wheel is turned through a larger angle to prevent tire wear. So in this Ackermann principle is used to the vehicle should turn at angular directions. That means number of turnings are there. This type of Ackermann principle should be placed in the steering system. It is also known as the center point steering system. Okay. So when a vehicle travels in a curved path, the vehicle is moving in a curved path. Vehicle runs on a curved path. So it is one curved path. It is one curved path. Okay. So in this curved path, the vehicle is running. The vehicle is running. So the tires of the vehicle is also turned. The tires of the vehicles is also turned. Okay. So it is one tire and it is next tire. So these tires are also turned. Okay. So the tires are in angular position. The tires are in angular position. Its wheels should describe circles around the same center. It's the wheels. You can see the wheels and the wheels and the steering system should be placed in the center point. You can see, you can observe this diagram. You can observe this diagram. The center point of the, so it is the front axle and it is the rear axle. In this front axle and rear axle, the steering should be placed in a center position. It is the rear end of the center point and the steering should be placed in this center point. Okay. So the axis, the differential should be placed in the rear axle is center of the uh, front axle, center of the correct front axle. It is the center axis of the front and rear axle. So the differential should be placed in this center position of the uh, two axis. Okay. So you can see the direction of this and this wheel, and you can see the direction of this wheel. These two wheels directions are coincide with the uh, one particular point, that is the center point. So the angle of the two wheels is same. Suppose it is 45 degrees, it is also 45 degrees. Okay, both are in 45 degrees angle, both are in same direction. The steering mechanism ensures that when the vehicle turns left or right, the inner wheel is turned through a larger angle to prevent tire wear. The steering mechanism ensures that when the large vehicle turns left or right, so that vehicle should runs, it is left side of the road or right side of the road, the inner wheels is turned through a larger angle. The inner parts of the wheels, the inner wheels, that means the front and the front tires, the front wheels, the front wheels should turn more angle. The front wheels more, the front wheels turn a larger angle, prevent tire wear. Okay, so that is the Ackermann principle. Since the steering linkage is shorter than the axle, the inner wheel is turned through a larger angle compared to the rear wheels. the front end of the wheels are turning larger angle compared to the rear wheels. The front wheels are turning larger angle. Suppose, for example, in these wheels are turning at 30 degrees angle, it is 50 degrees or 60 degrees, 50 degrees or 60 degrees angle should be maintained. Compared to the rear wheels, the front end of the wheels angle is high. Next, you can see the steering system. When the driver turns the steering wheel, the front wheels move and the car turns the corner. When the driver turns the steering wheel, so the vehicle should turns right side of the road. Um, the driver should rotates the steering wheel. So the front end of the wheels, move and the car turns the corner. First of all, the front end of the wheel should be turning position. It should be making some amount of an angle. And the compared to the back end of the wheels of the vehicle, it is very less angle is maintained compared to the front end wheels. Okay, so the front end of the wheels, it is maintain larger angle compared to the back end of the wheels. For this simple function, many things have to be taken into consideration. For example, effect of road surface irregularities. So the road surfaces are in irregularities. The roads have dips or irregular surfaces. Uh, this effect should be getting. The front end of the front wheels are making high angle compared to the rear wheels. And next one, tire behavior under cornering stress. The cornering stresses are acting on the tire. So we see the tires. So the tires are acting. You can see the tires, the cornering areas. You can observe the cornering areas. Uh, the cornering areas affecting on the road surface irregularities and the type behavior of the under cornering stresses are acting on that wheels. And an efficient mechanical system to give easy turning of the steering wheel. An efficient mechanical system to give easy turning of the steering wheel. The road surfaces are very uh, high surfacing. There is no irregularities. There is no dips or there is no speed breakers or any type of load acting on that vehicle. There is no part in that. So the mechanical system to give easy turning of the steering wheel. There is any road surface irregularities or any dips are occurred, the mechanical system, it is very difficult to turning the steering wheel. Okay, and next one, no difference between empty and a fully loaded vehicle. There is no difference between the empty and fully loaded. Suppose in the vehicle, no peoples are there in that vehicle, only the driver is in that vehicle. The steering system is rotates at very simple. And also the vehicle is loaded. Some amount of persons are there, some amount of things are there. uh, uh, Anyway, the vehicle is loaded. So if the vehicle is loaded, the road surface is at very good quality. The steering system is very good. The steering should be rotates at very easily on the road. So the surface irregularities, the road surface irregularities are any types of dips are occurred on that road. The steering system is very difficult to rotate. And next one, effect of accelerating or braking when the wheels are turned. Effect of accelerating or braking system when the wheels are turned. Whenever the vehicle is turning, it is some difficult to apply the acceleration or braking system on that automobile vehicles. If the vehicle is turning, uh, we couldn't apply a sufficient braking system on the turning of the automobile vehicle, or we couldn't apply the acceleration, sufficient acceleration to turn the vehicle. Next one, the front wheel should have a natural tendency to return to the straight ahead position and stay there. So the front wheel should have a natural tendency. Whenever we turn that vehicle, automatically the steering should take uh, a normal position of the road. So that is the front wheel should have a natural tendency to return to the straight ahead position and stay there. It is a normal position. Okay, that is steering system. And what are the requirements of steering mechanism? We select one steering mechanism. What are the requirements should be taking? And we are placing one steering mechanism in that automobile vehicle. What type of requirements we are taking to fix a mechanism? It must satisfy Ackermann condition. It must satisfy when whatever mechanism we are using in that automobile vehicle, uh, it should satisfy the Ackermann condition. It is the Ackermann condition is must and should be maintained in the automobile vehicle. So irregularities in the road surface must be damped. However, such damping must not cause the driver to lose contact with the road. So irregularities in the road surfaces. Uh, in different areas, based upon the different areas, the roads are in irregularities, so it must be in damped. And however, such damping must not cause the driver to lose contact with the door. In such areas, the dampings are very high. um, the contact of the road surfaces, it is very must important to that automobile vehicle, and we are applying a very smooth operation uh, on the roads of the steering system. It is very important. The road surface contact position is also very important in the steering system. So if the wheels are not in contact position of the roads, the steering system we are applying, it's not working. So the front end of the wheels, it is must and shouldly contact with the road surfaces. It is in smoothened roads, or any damped roads, or any irregularities of the road. Must and should the front wheels are contact with the road surfaces. Next one, when the steering wheel is released, the wheels must return automatically to the straight ahead position and must remain stable in this position. When the steering wheel is released, suppose I am turning a vehicle, I am turned a vehicle at 45 degrees or 90 degrees to that road, automatically it is the straight end of the road, uh, automatically the steering system should take the straight end of the wheels. Okay, so that requirement is also very important. That type of mechanism we will place. Next one, the steering should have a low ratio as possible in order to obtain a soft handling. The steering should have a low ratio as possible in order to obtain easy handling. Steering effort depends not only on the steering ratio, but also on the front suspension load, turning circle, suspension geometry, properties of the tire tread, and the road surfaces. The steering should have a low ratio. Any type of automobile vehicle we can take, the steering ratio is very low. Uh, it is possible in order to obtain the ease of handling. So that steering system, it should be um, totally handled with the driver. So the overall steering system, the overall setup, it is maintained by the driver. So the steering effort depends upon the not only on the steering ratio. The steering ratio, it is not depends upon only of the steering effort. it depends upon the different uh, uh, different loads or different suspension systems, that is front suspension load, turning circle, suspension geometry, properties of the tire tread and road surfaces. These are the steering effort. These loads are depending upon the steering ratio. Okay, steering ratio is the ratio of angle of turn of steering wheel to the road wheels. A higher ratio means the steering wheel has to turn more to get the wheels to turn a given angle. However, less effort is required because of the higher gear ratio. So the higher ratio we will maintain on the steering system. We are using different gear ratios in that steering geometry. So different types of gears are used to turning the vehicle at a high efficiency to get the turning position. These different types of gears are used to turn the vehicle. And next one, generally lighter sportier cars have lower steering ratios than larger cars and trucks. Lower ratio gives the steering a quicker response, which is desirable. Smaller cars are light, therefore, even with the lower ratio, the effort required to turn the steering wheel is not excessive. Generally, lighter and sports cars having low steering ratio because of it take a very quick response of the steering system. So the steering system is taking very quick response on the uh, lighter vehicles and sports cars or any other different automobile vehicles. If we take any large amount of vehicles, that means trucks or any large cars or buses or trucks, this type of automobile vehicles we are taking, uh, the steering ratio is in these vehicles it is very high. Okay, so it should not take a very quick response. It should take a small amount of response, and it should taking some time of the steering system. Okay, so these are the different requirements of the steering system. And next one, what are the different components in the steering system? You can see these are different components in this steering system. Steering wheel, driver input device. So the steering wheel, it is in the driver input device, and the steering column, a shaft connecting the steering wheel to the steering box or steering rack. And next one, steering box provides steering gear ratio. The steering box is used to provide the gear ratios, and steering gearbox is connected to the pitman arm, that is drop arm. The steering gearbox is connected to the um, pitman arm, and pitman arm is connected to the drag link, and this drag link is connected to the steering arm, and the steering arm is connected to the steering knuckle. Steering knuckle is connected to the mounted to the axle. So that axle we have a track rod, tie rod. The rods which connects left and right wheels of the steering rack is also the track rod. Okay, so tie rod and ball joints to allow steering and suspension movement of the automobile vehicle. So these are the different components. One another one is connected to the steering system. Uh, we can observe once. So these are the main components in the steering system. That is, first one is steering wheel. So that is the driver input device. Driver input device. So the input should be giving in the hands of driver. So the driver should rotate the steering wheel. The rotary motion is converted into a angular movement of the wheels. Okay, so this motion we get on the automobile vehicles, that is driver input device, steering wheel. So in that steering wheel, it is connected with the steering column that has a shaft connecting to the steering wheel. A shaft is placed in the steering wheel to that steering box. Okay, it is the steering. In that steering, we will connect a shaft on that steering, and we place a gearbox. So in this type of these components connects with one another one. Okay, so in this shaft connecting with the steering wheel to the steering box or steering rack. In this steering box is connect, uh, it is provides the steering gear ratios. This steering box is connected to the pitman arm, and this pitman arm is also known as drop arm. This pitman arm is connected to the drag link. This pitman arm is connected to the drag link, and the drag link is connected to the steering arm. The drag link is connected to the steering arm, and the steering arm is connected to the steering knuckle, and the steering knuckle is mounted on the axle. Okay, so front end of the axle. So this axle have, we have track rod and tie rod. These rods which connects the left and right wheels of the front end of the wheels. Okay, so the steering rack is also the track rod, and tie rod and ball joints to allow steering and suspension movement. So these type of ball joints are rods are used to join the suspension system of the automobile vehicle. These are the main components in the automobile vehicle. You can see, and you can observe what are the main components and what is the arrangement of the steering system at different components of a conventional steering system. It is steering position. So it is the steering position. In this, steering is placed in the driver's hand, so that has a steering column, driver shaft. Steering column, a driver shaft is placed, and it is connected to the steering wheel. That shaft is connected to the steering box. That shaft is connected to the steering box. You can see it is the steering box. So the shaft is used to connect the steering wheel and a steering box. So in this steering box, we are placing different types of gears. Okay. So in this steering box, we are connected a drop arm. A drop arm is connected to the steering box. Okay. So a drop arm is connected to the drag link ball joints. Drag link ball joints are used to connect the steering box with the drop arm. So the drop arm is connected with the drag link ball joints of the Dravo link. Dravo link. So it is the main thing. It is converts the rotary motion into a sliding motion of the automobile wheels. It is one of the wheel. It is one of the wheel, and it is another wheel of the automobile vehicle. Okay. So this drag link ball joints and the drag link. This drag link we have connected with the drag link arm. It is the drag link arm. This drag link arm is connected to the axle. This drag link arm is connected to the front end axle. You can see the axle beam, spring seat, kingpin, track rod, tack rod end joint, track rod arm, stud axle. Okay. So this axle have, we have a track rod, and this track rod is connected with the track rod end joint, and this track rod end joint is connected with the track rod arm and the stub axle. So the overall setup and the overall components are connected one another, one each other. Okay. So these are the different components are connected, are assembled to form a steering system. Okay. So the steering gearbox and the what are the different types of gears used in that steering system, and what are the different types of joints we are used in the system, and what is steering wheel and what is steering column, what is different pitman arm, idler arm, steering linkages, these components in detail explanation I will give in next class. So thank you guys.